Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another of my videos. You'll have seen in the title that today is a little bit of a special video for me. It's my first ever YouTube video that is a giveaway as well, and I'm so excited. A couple of you guys have asked for that, so I thought why not oblige? But it's going to be a mixture of things. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of first impressions with Makeup Revolution. I am a premium beauty lover, as you guys know, but I'm trying to try a few more of the budget beauty brands just to see what amazing finds I can find in their product ranges. I do have a couple of staples that are from drugstore brands and absolutely love them, so I'm hoping that today I can find some more. Everything I bought in this video I ordered last week, so I've tried a couple, haven't tried some of the others, so it's literally going to be like my first impressions, going to put it on, see how the products work, see how they perform, and see what you guys think as well as what I think. So I've also included that wonderful giveaway I mentioned as well. You'll have to watch the video to find out where it is and find out what you need to do to enter. But first of all, I will say, please make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Hint, hint, that may be a condition of entry. And also make sure you head over to Instagram to check me out over there as well. But yeah, let's get cracking with today's tutorial, see what's new from Makeup Revolution. There are some great products in here that I'm super excited to try, and I really hope that you will enjoy the tutorial as well as enter the giveaway as well. So, you guys, come here. Okay, so what we're going to start with is the foundation, obviously. Now, I was in two minds about which foundation to use in this tutorial because if you read my blog, you'll have seen that recently I purchased the Conceal and Define foundation. When I put it on my blog, I hadn't tried it yet, and I was kind of like, oh, this is just what I bought in a haul. Yes, I like doing them. But I have now tried it and I really, really like it. Not necessarily for all day long, but then again, I don't tend to wear makeup all day long unless I'm going out. Anyway, so I was planning to use this, and then I saw this matte base foundation. Now, the biggest thing right now that Revolution have released is the fact that they've got a whole matte range, which was like heaven sends for me, because basically I'm not a glowy, dewy kind of makeup girl. I can't pull that look off. Some of us can't, you know, and I'm so glad that Makeup Revolution have recognised that. So when I did my haul, I thought, okay, I will pick up this. I got the shade F7. I think this was like £5 or £6 for the foundation. It is cruelty-free and vegan-friendly, which is amazing. And it says it's pore blurring, full coverage foundation. So I thought, why not? We'll give that a go for today's tutorial. As you can see, I haven't used it yet, so I'm kind of hoping that the impressions are good. I'm just gonna never undo these things. And then I am a brush girl when it comes to my foundation. So what I like to do is just dot my makeup all over like this and then blend in with a brush. Now, as I said multiple times before, I really don't think it matters if you apply with a brush as opposed to a sponge. It's all about that personal preference to me. So I'm just going to buff that in now. I'm really liking how this is going on, guys. It is so matte. It's like, you know, you have to wait for a foundation usually to go matte. This is matte from the second that you put it on. Oh, I love it. Love, love, love this coverage. If this is like full coverage in one application for like £6, guys, it's a winner. Okay, so I really like the coverage. I think it's really, really nice. It comes out a little bit creamier than I thought, so a little bit thinner than the likes of other foundations like this. So I'm just going to put an extra layer on, especially in this area, which it tends to be where I need a bit more coverage, and then we should be good to go. Okay, so just blending in that extra layer right now, just to give a little bit more coverage overall. But so far, my first impressions, guys, this foundation is epic. It is so matte from the get-go. I'm going to enjoy wearing this today just to see how it wears. But yep, I think I'm done for the foundation. Oh my god, I just looked in the mirror. I can't get over this finish. I love it. I think I might have found like a new favourite budget I was going to say mascara. Foundation. This is pretty cool. But like I said, guys, this is the shade F7. Now, as I said, that matte range is what drew me in and probably was what made me do the whole haul in general and gave me the idea for this video. Because I also then picked up another product from the range, and it is the Matte Base Concealer. Now, these are £3 each. Do you know what? My biggest regret right now is that I didn't get a darker shade to contour with, because I've seen a couple of videos now with people contouring with these and they look amazing. I did buy also the matte powder to contour with, but as you guys know, I love my cream contour, so I think I'm probably gonna have to like order that at a separate date. But I did buy the lighter shade to do the highlight with. It's like a massive chubby stick size and you get quite a lot. That's it up full. You get quite a lot of product in there, and like I said, this was £3. So this is the shade C1. I think it's the lightest one you can get. So I've got that to kind of like highlight under my eyes and just where I tend to put like my cream contour. And that's probably my next step. And then I wish I had a cream dark contour, but I'm just going to go in with powder today and hope it looks okay. So where I apply this, oh my God, you can probably hear on the mic, my stomach is rumbling. I am hungry. So I'm just going to highlight straight down the face and under the eyes here. And I'm really liking how creamy this is. But I don't know if you guys can see on camera, it's so creamy, but not remotely shiny. This matte range could be like my new best friend. In fact, it probably is. I'm loving it already. So I'm just going to buff that in. I do usually use like a cream concealer when it comes to this part of my contour. I just find it blends better. With a stick, you'll find it a little bit more sticky on the skin. So you do need to be careful just to buff it through those fine lines, especially under the eye. But so far it seems to be blending in really well. I'm just going to pull it all the way back just to get a good level of coverage. And then blend in on the forehead in a circular motion as well. Do you know what, guys? What I'm loving about how matte this is I usually use like a setting powder and under eye powder and all of that to mattify as well as set. But this is so matte, if you didn't want to mattify your look afterwards, you wouldn't need to. These products alone, the concealer and the foundation, £9 for both, by the way, bargain. And you don't need a setting powder. I personally don't think. It's so matte as soon as it goes on. It doesn't need to dry down matte, it just comes out matte and it's so nice. Okay, so next up, like I said, is the matte base powder. Again, this was only a couple of pounds and I got the shade P12. I thought that that was quite a dark shade. Oh my gosh, I can't even open it. I'm so bad at opening things on camera. Guys, I literally can't open it. What is this? It's sellotape shut. Okay, I've undone it. So yes, like I said, P12, darker shade. Now you can see my problem with this, I didn't know until I got it. It's actually a tad too warm for me. I wouldn't usually contour with this because I have such pale skin naturally, and also because I have cool undertones. You can tell that by looking at your wrist. Google it. I have really cool undertones, so I need cool tone bronzers. Otherwise it can look a bit muddy. So I'm hoping I can blend this enough to not look muddy. But I'm just going to take a brush, which I'm going to go for like a big fluffy brush and just dab it in. There's not a great deal of fallout, but there is a lot of product coming out on the brush. I really like that. And then what I'm going to do is just start here. Oh, wow. Oh, this might take me a while to correct. Okay, so that definitely is too warm for me, but I'm going to have to... I'm going to try and be a pro and work with it. But at least you can see how pigmented the powder is. It's definitely coming out really, really nicely. I'm just going to need to, I think, probably blend some pale contour powder just over the top for it. And then I'm just going to go around the head, just where I'd naturally contour anyway. See, this is why I prefer like a cream contour, because you don't have these worries. It literally, cream is just the way for me. Yes, I'm that person. But I mean, I'm not actually hating it as much as I thought I would, which is a good thing, right? Okay, so this cheek, way too much product came out. So I'm just going to use one of my powder contour palettes that I already have from Makeup Revolution, and I'm just going to take the palest shade possible just to kind of dull that down and get as much product off and create that definition again on my cheekbones. I may even, if it doesn't go down enough, Yeah, that's going down enough now. I may even just use a tiny bit more of my stick contour in the one shade just to pull that back, the joys of doing a YouTube tutorial. But at least you guys can see how pigmented and how much came out and how quick. That's looking a lot better for me now. So, although that was a little bit of an error on my part buying the wrong shade, I think I've managed to pull it back. Obviously, when you turn and it catches the light, it looks a little bit worse than it actually is, but it's actually really nicely blended in now. So, loving the foundation, loving the concealer stick. The powder is very pigmented. I can't say I necessarily love it. I mean, I do really like it. If it was the right shade, I would love it because the pigment was amazing. Hopefully I can find like a cool tone one. The problem is where I live, there's no decent Revolution stands. The local Superdrug is always ransacked. So I had to buy all this online without being able to colour match it, which is the pain, but never mind. I'm a pro, I'm gonna move on. I also picked up the translucent setting powder. Like I said, this is so matte I don't feel like I need to set it, but I'm going to anyway because I also think that this helps with those areas where you want to naturally kind of lighten, and it just keeps things in place. But this is more literally a baking powder as opposed to a setting powder because this look is so matte, it is perfect without. So if you don't want to do this step, I guess you wouldn't need to. Now this I think was like £4 or £5. It comes in like a little banana powdery type pot. I'm just gonna try and get into it because at the moment I can't. I'm so special when it comes to opening things on camera. Okay, so I'm gonna do something in between baking and like contouring with this. The only annoying thing is that the lid is too tiny, and I use my sponge, so I'm probably gonna have to like take my sponge and do this. I'll do it in the lid of this, and I'm just going to tap the product in. So this is the translucent shade. It's actually looking really, really nice. I'm just going to dab my sponge into it and then apply under the eyes like so. And the idea of this is that it's going to set that concealer. It's also going to keep the area nice and bright. I kind of mix how I use a setting powder with a contour powder and highlighting brightening powder. I kind of mix them all up depending on what sort of look I'm going for. But I do highly recommend them if you have oily skin like me. It is just so much easier to kind of like matte your look, matte your skin. Like I said, you don't necessarily need it with this range, but I'm going all out matte today. Loving this powder as well, guys. Like I've got some really expensive setting and mattifying powders, like upwards of like £40, and this is working really well and it's going on the skin so nicely. I'm so impressed by these products so far. Like you guys know, if you read my blog, I'm a premium beauty like fanatic. Not in a snobby way, but I wanted to try a little bit more like budget beauty recently. I've done some blog posts on it and stuff like that. I'm so impressed with this range. Okay, just to finish the cheek look, I'm going to go in with, so I got the massive chocolate bar collection at Christmas, and it had a couple of cheek palettes in there. Now this is the I Heart Revolution Praline palette, and as you can see, it's like a highlight and a pink highlight. I do usually use a blush. My only problem with this blush is that it is a little bit highlighty. It's got some shimmer in there, which I don't usually like, so I'm just going to be really, really careful with applying that to the apples of my cheeks. Oh, it's got a really cute little pinky colour. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the pale shade and just use that as my all over highlight up here. And I'm really, really liking the way this is looking. Just going to grab a little bit here. Cute. Bit here. I'm going to put a bit more over this side because, you know, I want my highlight to kill. Just because I want a matte look doesn't mean I don't want highlight. People always like, why do I highlight it if you want a matte look? I want my face to look matte. I want my cheekbones to look highlighted. That is it. And I feel like I've nailed that. Okay, another new release from Makeup Revolution was their Eye Glisten, which are their dual-ended, glittery type. I mean, it says on here, foil and glitter liquid eyeshadows. Now, I bought 3. I think there's either 5 or 6 different colours. I got kind of like a pinky champagne, a cool tone silvery champagne, and then I also got kind of like a goldy one as well. I thought, why not? So, what I'm going to do is use one of my Makeup Revolution palettes. This is the I Heart Revolution S'mores palette. Let me show you inside. Mirrors be the bane of my life when I'm filming. But it's got all of the colours that I'll need for my transition and things like that. So I'm going to do the majority of the work with that. And then I'm probably going to finish with one of these. I'm desperate to see how these perform. I've heard mixed reviews. So you guys know I love my glittery eye. I'll be able to tell you whether or not they're any good as soon as I put them on. Okay, so the colour I'm going to start with is this one here. It's called Toast. It's a very, very nice, perfect for transition shade. It's basically your everyday, like biscuity, warm tone. Now, these are the colours that I always start with, because what they do is they create like a natural colour. Even if you then move into like a blue, a green or a pink or something, having this sort of shade as your transition just keeps things looking natural. So I always recommend starting with something like this as your very, very first colour. And just keep blending that in. I start in the crease and then I pull it upwards. And just keep blending really until I'm happy with the colour payoff. I want it to look like nice and shadowy. So you're going to want to pull it upwards towards your brow, but not actually as far as touching it. Okay, so that was super, super quick. Love the Revolution eyeshadow palettes, the chocolate ones, the I Heart Revolution ones. I find that the pigment's really nice for a budget palette. You do get some fallout, which is, you do get some fallout, which is a little bit annoying. More in the palette than you get on your eyes, but overall I love the colour selection, I love the payoff, and they're really easy to work with. So now I've gone in with Toast. I'm probably going to go in with Dripping in Chocolate, so one of the slightly darker shades, and I'm going to go straight in with that, literally because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick that up and then dab it off and then go right into the crease. Now, it doesn't really matter how much of the lid gets covered in this shade at the moment, because I'm going to use like a creamy liquid over the top. It's going to cover it all completely. So all you need to be doing at the moment is working on kind of creating that natural smoke. Back and forth, starting from the edges, I go as far as I can inwards like this, just to create a really, really dramatic crease. And as you can see, that's blended really nicely with the original Toast colour. It just looks really nice and natural. So just doing the same on this eye now. And I'm really, really impressed and enjoying this tutorial. This kind of like, these first impressions so far are really good. I haven't found a product that I hated, which is quite rare because I'm a little bit picky. Okay, so I'm really, really happy with that smoke. I think it looks nice and natural. So now I have done that. We will come back to some powder eyeshadows after I've done this. I'm so confused by colours here. Like, I don't know which one to go for. Definitely not the pink. I've done a pink tutorial recently. We're going to go for the champagne-y tone one. This one is Its Fate. So I'm just going to open this. Now, as you can see, we've got one creamy end and also one glittery end. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you them on the back of my hand. So this, that's the cream. Look how that's very metallic. I don't know if you guys, it's just really catching the light. It's a very, very pale shade. I really like the formula. It's very full coverage there. And then we're gonna have a go with the glitter. So this is the glitter. Okay, so it's a very gentle glitter. What I'm getting now, I've swatched these, I'm not sure if you guys can see that. What I'm getting now that I've swatched these is actually, I thought it was going to be a case of you could use either end, whichever one you wanted, but actually you're going to need to use the metallic edge and then put the glitter on, so you kind of have to use it together. So hadn't expected that. That's fine, it's not a problem, but that just means I'm going to have to go in with the metallic edge first and just coat. I'm going to have to use my mirror, by the way, because I can't do it in my finder, but I'm just going to coat from the inside and move out, and then what I'll do is I'll blend afterwards with a brush. I mean, it's super like metallic-y looking. I really like that element of it, and I'm going to go right over to the edge, as much coverage as I can get. So there we go. That's on. Like it so far. I'm not unless it's a glitter, I don't massively rate cream eyeshadows. They're just not the formula for me. There's some amazing ones out there. It's not a finish I like personally, but this went on quite nicely. I think this cost me £6, so I'm not going to be massively upset if it's not the best in the world, but I did have high hopes because I love glittery eye looks. Gonna now move back to the brush and see if I can just blend those edges a little bit more, then apply the glitter and then redo the edges with the powder, just because I think this is going to need a little bit more work than I first planned to make the look work. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to repeat that in my crease just to soften the edges of where I've put that cream foil product. Okay, so it's blending really nicely with the other shadows. I'm finding that cream product is either the best or something else because it's dried so quick I'm not able to blend out the edges, which I was hoping to soften where I'd put the powder enough to make it like a really natural smoke. It is smoking, if this kind of makes sense. It is smoking, but there's still a line where I can see where I applied the cream, which is a bit annoying because I want it to look more natural than that, but we're going to keep going. I mean, that eye's a little bit better. So yeah, I think my first impressions of these would be, holy hell, they dry super quick. Blend, blend, blend. Okay, so I have blended that a little bit more. I'm now going to revisit the glitter. Because not too much came out, I'm hoping I can get, there we go. I think I got, I don't know, there's not a great deal coming out, but we'll work with it. Let's have a look. I'm going to just apply. Can you guys see that coming out? Is that catching the light at all for you? I mean, it is putting a really cute layer of glitter on. It's very, very thin, very pretty. If you're not one to work with the glittery type of look very often, I think that it's quite likely you'll love these. Okay, so that's with the glitter on and the cream base. I'm a little bit irritated by the line, so I'm going to have to do some work. I'm going to have to take a bit more of a, I call it a prickly brush, but one where the bristles are a little bit more sharp, because I really need to blend that line away. Otherwise it just doesn't look natural for me. So I'm just going to go in. I'm not even going to have any product on the brush and just go over the line and hope against hope. I mean, that is slightly better. This eye is improving a lot over this way. This one, on the other hand, not so much. So I'm going to take product on that one again, and I'm just going to keep going. Okie dokie, so I have blended that like a mofo. I have done way more blending and work on that eye than I A, wanted to, or B, expected to. I'm going to be honest, when I bought all of these products in the haul, these were the thing I was almost as excited about as the foundation, because I just love glittery formula eyeshadows. This one was a little bit more difficult to work with than I was expecting, if I'm honest. I like the colour and the payoff that I've been able to achieve, and I like the fact that you can target the colour yourself, so you can have as much or as little as you like of the foil and then as much or as little of the glitter. I love that. So in that sense, I think that they're a great product for £6 especially, but they aren't as easy as some of my other cream formulaed eyeshadows and glitter eyeshadows as well. So just bear that in mind. But bearing in mind, the ones I'm comparing to are like £24 each. So I expect a bit more from the premium products. So just bear that in mind. I'm not saying that this is a miss. I'm still happy that I've got it. But if you didn't have the more expensive version in your collection already, just beware, you have to work a little bit harder with these. Okay, so as I said, that's the eye look done. I blabbed. Blah, blah, blah. I sometimes talk too much, as I get told a lot in the comments, but you know, I love a chatter. I'm now just going to line my eyes, put my lashes on, and do my brows. So I'll be back in 5. All done. So I am loving this look as I go a little bit more, and the only thing left is the lips. And I picked up a couple of the Makeup Revolution metallic liquid lipsticks. Now, they didn't have the shade that I could see on there that I wanted. I like something that's in between the dark pink and a light peachy pink. So I'm probably going to do a mixture of the both. I'm going to start with the darker shade. The great thing about liquid lipsticks like this is you don't need a liner if you don't want one. So I'm just going to take it. Oh, wow. That payoff, is crazy good, guys. Look, So that's a pretty lush colour on its own. It's very vampy. I like it. This was shade Pixelated. And then what I'm going to do is go over the top with shade Lingerie, which will lighten down the colour overall. I'm just going to apply that in the centre and work outwards. Love that colour. There we go. So as far as metallic liquid lipsticks go, I'm impressed. This one is extremely pigmented. I think it was £3. I'm guessing it was around that anyway. I have some expensive metallic liquid lipsticks that do not pay off as well as this. Loving it. So there we have it, guys. That is my full face of Makeup Revolution. What do you think? Do you like? Okay, so my feedback, I love. Like, I was expecting to like this, find a few hit and miss products, but I love this look. Everything about this look ticks the boxes for me as a matte lover. My skin has never felt more matte from the get-go. Usually I have to apply products to build up, but the foundation, the matte-based foundation and the matte concealer just did the job straight off for me, which I absolutely love. So these get a massive, massive tick from me. Like, guys, if you want to take anything away from this video, if you like matte skin and you like a matte look, these are your go-tos. So they get a huge, huge thumbs up from me. Then there was the powder, which was way too warm for me, but we worked with it. I did like it. I thought the pigmentation was amazing. So if you can get the right shade, that would be another great one as well. The translucent setting powder, really liked that. Compared to some of my like £40+ ones, that worked just as well. And it was like £5 or £6. So that was another win from me. I would say that the only surprise for me and my like honest first impressions were of those glittery eyeshadows. These ones. I like them. I wanted to love them. Like, I expected to love them. I'm not going to not use them again. You have to work a lot more with them. But combined with the eyeshadow palette, I love the look that I've been able to create. I'm going to rock this look happily for the rest of the day. It feels natural for me. So overall, it is a positive first impressions for pretty much everything. What do you guys think? Do you like this look? What would you have done differently? Which products are you looking at getting? Has this video made you want any specific products? Let me know, especially what you think about the matte complexion products and if you'll be picking them up as well. And as you'll have seen in my description, I've got a huge giveaway for you. I thought while I was doing a haul on the Revolution website, I'd pick up some extras for you as a little treat. So if you've watched this video, please leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about it, what you think about the look, and make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Those two things will enter you in to my competition. It is open worldwide. I will happily post this to the winner who will be chosen at random. This will end on the 28th of February this year, which is 2019, but let me just show you what is included in the giveaway. So we've got some, well, I say some, we've got 3 of the gorgeous I Heart Revolution lip glosses. These are all in pink tones. I've then also got one of the Revolution Skin Kiss highlighters. This is in shade Ice Kiss. I've also got for you one of the gradient highlighters and blushes. This is Sunlight Mood Lights. I have then also got Salted Caramel and Macaroon in the eyeshadow palettes from I Heart Revolution as well. And on top of that, I've still got some more for you. I've got the Strobe Lighting palette as well as the Revolution Ultra Pro HD Powder Contour palette as well. I've also thrown in 3 of my favourite mermaid brushes just so you can get cracking with those. Like I said, make sure you are subscribed to my channel and leave a comment below in this video and that will count as your entry. As forever, guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure that you click that subscribe button for me and then head over to Instagram and check me out over there too. But for now, thank you as ever for joining me for today's tutorial. Bye.